I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is June 10th, Monday, 2024. Hope you had a good weekend and day here. So let's get into it here. I might try to make this quick. Lot to talk about at the same time though, but basically, if we look at the higher time frame, today, specifically Monday, we came down and we consolidated first, and then we just respected that big wick right here for the day of Friday. So as you can see, let me zoom in a little bit. You can already see it on the 4-hour. You can see we're respecting 50% of that wick. And you can see on the 4 hours specifically the bodies. Look at the bodies here. Let me zoom in for you also. That's what kind of framed the day here. You can see the bodies right there. Look at that. About eyeballing that 50%. See that? So that's a form of support. And then obviously we're looking for higher prices after that. So a little confusing at the start though for me specifically. I do drop the ball a couple times, but I end up figuring it out. So no problem there. So let's get into it here. You'll see that again that previous month high is still in a factor, right? So you want to make sure you understand that that level is dragged out still. We're still using it. It's not like it's not used anymore. But that being the case, you'll see as we open up, Asia and London start bringing the price down, lower lows and lower highs. Look at these inversion imbalances are very key in this day. For example, the 2 o'clock 15-minute candle, or the 2 o'clock, technically the 2 o'clock candle itself on the hour as well. But let me zoom in. So you can see that right there. This is a important factor later, as you can see for that trade right there. But you'll see that we come below. We've wiped out liquidity on the bottom side. And obviously Friday we've already took out the top side. So if you remember, at the end of the day, Friday we shot down. Well, not the end of the day, but the PM session shot down all the way. And if you can see on the 15-minute here, you can see we broke right through those candles, like literally just broke through. So with that case in mind, you understand here, like when you're here, you want to look, okay, well, where's liquidity with an imbalance on the bottom side, and then where's the liquidity and imbalance on the top side? Well, on the top side, this is definitely it right here, right? So you get that liquidity piece right there, that 245, that little swing high right there. So there's liquidity there, and we busted through with this 2 p.m. candle right there from Friday. I'm talking about. So you have that this whole patch of price right here. See that? This whole circling it. So either price is going to be drawn into there, or it's going to be drawn underneath. And underneath is what? Well, you can see it on the hour. Obviously, we have that liquidity there, and then we have some imbalance right here, right? So any one of those, even if I squinch out with the 15-minute, you could see down here, right? But so obviously, I don't know which direction it's going, but I would rather be bullish only because of the fact that we're fucking super bullish, right? So, but your minds will play tricks on you, and you get married to something, and even a successful trader will still go through that, in general speaking. But anyways, honest speaking. But let's see here. So, for example, 9:30, we shoot down right here. We take out that liquidity piece of low right there. So for me, I like that. I'm obviously just taking this for a liquidity sweep. Again, when I tell you about price here, either it's going to buy from above that high right there, that London high. It's either going to buy from above it, or it's going to buy from below it, right? For example, so here I'm already like interested in buying as soon as we sweep that low right there from the 921. And sure enough, that pans out. And where am I taking this? Well, we got the opening range here too, and that's what I'm trying to seal as well. So price shoots up, and keep in mind here, on this 15-minute, we also have this inversion imbalance right here, which is going to be the 8:30 candle, the 8:30 a.m. 15-minute candle. See that right there? So on a 5-minute, you can refine that down to a 5-minute. I'm not going to go through that, but if you refined it, you can see it on this is actually refined to a 5-minute right now. So but go ahead and do the research. So just to show the trade here, just so we can understand, because that's why Mondays are very rough for me, because I see a lot, and again, it's the beginning of the week, right? So we don't know if it's a bearish week or a bullish week. It starts to range out and starts to create its wick and body and all that, right? So it's Mondays is just what it is. But here for me, I do get the sweep in here, and then I get filled right here, which is nice. And then shoots up. Screenshot of here. And then again, I don't like to highlight everything for myself here because I know where it is, but I'm doing it after the fact for you. So again, this is my minimum target here, coming up here to squeeze out some of the sellers. And then of course you can see that month high previous, that the baby green in the background. So that's generally a target, and filling the whole or opening range gap plus the actual week open gap, right? So as you know, Mondays will definitely speaker out, right? And that's kind of what I'm saying. So you don't know kind of which direction it's going to speaker out, but at the bottom here, this is the logic of buying, because you've already got lower lows here, and then now where's the speaker on the top side, right? So that being the case, take the profit here. So then once the price comes into this imbalance here on the 5 minute, let me go to a 5 minute just so you can see what I'm talking about, right? Right there is what I'm talking about, that 5 minute. So we have that 5 minute. Now, at this point, I see this as liquidity. I'm like, oh, we're going to hunt that liquidity before we go back up. So I get married to the idea of selling it here. We get back into this imbalance here. We have a high, low, and a higher high. So I looked at this as a resistance area as well. And listen, the thing is that if this fails, then you know kind of where we're going, right? And I'll show you the purpose of that logic or understanding. So anyways, I take this sell, comes down. I wanted to squeeze and take this out. Didn't happen, and I'm married to it, so it comes up against me, right? Take a loss, no big deal. Then when we're here, I'm gonna go back to a 1 minute, but then when we're here, I'm like, okay, well, I've got confirmation of breaking this high and then retracing back into the opening range and into the opening gap. So I'm looking at this. I know it's either a bearish day or a bullish day, obviously, right? So now at this point, I'm okay with switching my bias and direction and going back to bullish, and which is very key in this game. You got to know how to be able to do that. So again, me not marrying, I've already learned my lesson from marrying this. I really should have just took this profit and then bought from here, because I did see the higher lows forming right here. See the higher lows, and look at the bodies. Look at the bodies respecting too. But when you're married to something, you're married to something. What are you going to do? But here specifically, look in the background, that monthly high. So we're sitting there when we push. Now it's at 10:30, right? At 10:30, from 9:30 to 10:30, we've already finished the opening range. So the opening range has already been established, and that can be a support area. So the price does come back into it right there, and not only does it come back into the 10:30 closure of the opening range of the market, not the opening range gap, okay, just the opening range itself. Well, we test that nicely, and we're sitting there hitting that month high. And this is a nice down candle, this 1024. So it's holding price. I expect that to hold price. Also, this 1021, there's an imbalance right there. Price held that as support and made another high, then higher low, high, then higher low. See that? So that that's what I'm looking for if we're going to continue higher. And where am I taking this to? I'm taking it up here. Well, minimum is this high right here. First of all, this swing high. Then we have that low right there, right? Because we busted through it. So that's another target. Where's a better target for me? What I would have liked to have done is held this trade up to here, where we broke right through it, right? Because that was pretty smooth when we broke through it. So a lot of people got in that trade. I wanted to get in that trade, and I didn't. But I wanted to hold it for there, but I got out early. And I wish I didn't, but I was like, you know what? Just take the profit. Who fucking cares? So that's what I did. Then sitting on my hands here, letting all this fuckery, London close start to happen, and lunch and all that. And now here, this was a great trade here. So you get the higher highs and higher lows here, and then you break that low. And this whole time while lunch is going on, I'm literally at lunch downstairs eating and doing some other shit. But I was like, yo, this is gonna be a nice sell. Where back into this 15-minute imbalance. Look at this 10:45 a.m. candle we busted through. Breakout artists. See, I was already in here, right? But when you bust through, you look at this down candle, this 10:30 candle. Look at the open of that 10:30 candle, which I'll get into a second where we visit it. But here, I was like, dude, I know we're coming back into this 15-minute imbalance. On a 5-minute, you can also see it down to a refined 5-minute. I didn't even need to refine it to a 5-minute, but there's that 5-minute right there. Okay, see that right there, this 10:55. But the 15-minute was clean. Like, I'm like, dude, I know we're coming. Whoops. I know we're coming in there. And sure enough, the price did. How could you have caught that? Well, higher highs, and then you can. This is a sweep after taking these lows out right here. So higher low, higher high. So now that's a higher low protected. That's a higher high, and we don't break it until we get it right there. See this right here? See, we break this at 102. So now it's 1 o'clock, right? So PM session starting to kick in. But we break that structure and we retrace all the way back up. And they're all yellow candles. They're all bearish candles. So that's a lower low and a lower high right there. See that? So that's a nice break. That's a nice entry. And sure enough, taking it right there. Now, when I get to here, I was actually gonna take another trade today. I didn't mind taking another couple trades today. So here now I'm ready and we get to this area and I'm like, damn. So sitting down at the chart, and then sure enough, beautiful trade. Now I didn't highlight everything here, but I know I know where I'm sitting in that imbalance right there. And what do you call it? Yeah, so beautiful level. And then we get the little divergence here, right? So right here we get the little divergence right there. So this is a lower low, that's a higher low. Then we get another one here. It's just a regular higher low, so it's in sync. And this is the entry I really wanted, but it moves so fast. And by the time I was looking at something else on the divergence side of the assets, this candle just shot the hell up, and I was like, fuck. But I got it anyway because I know where we're going. I know we're coming up here to wipe out this liquidity. So I'm basically picturing this all day today. Like after I lost here, this sell right here, and then we popped up. I'm expecting this flow. So you get the consolidation down and drives, and then a classic bullish day. What does that look like? Well, the opens here. Here's the wick underneath the open, and then above is the body, and I'm expecting a couple drives up. So push up, retrace, then push up, all right, retrace. So higher high, higher low, just pretty much simple bullish day, and then to close up here, pretty much. So that was the purpose of this buy. Now I did a good job in not having to try to wait and hold for busting the high. I've already wiped out all this liquidity, and anybody who got in early for selling has already been wiped out, right? So beautiful, fucking gorgeous, right? So I'm out of the trade, and then boom, and that's this trade right here I'm talking about. So again, this 142 candle just shot the hell up. I was like, couldn't even catch it. But then so I'm sitting on my hands, and I'm like, okay, let it bust through. Maybe I'll catch a sell, or maybe I'll buy back up. But that I'm pretty much like done. And sure enough, the price comes all the way down. I was like, damn. And when it came all the way down, comes right to the opening of the day at midnight. And then also we're in this imbalance right here, this inversion imbalance right here. So I was like, dude, I could see it. Let me try to make this simple. See that? If I drag it all the way through. And just keep this simple real quick. So you can see it sitting in there, and I know that we're sitting in there. Again, you can see this on the 1 hour, but refine on the 15 minute was right there. I think you can also see it on the. Can you see it on the 5 minute? Yeah, we're not gonna go there. But anyway, so now the price has came back down, and it pretty much wiped out all the buyers and the push out artists. This is why I trade this way, because I know that they're so greedy. They're coming after the people who are greedy. So it's greedy people facing fucking chasing greedy people who are chasing greedy people. All right. And it's just pretty much the way the market moves. So, and then sure enough, this same down candle, this 1034 candle, this down candle, it's holding price. You can see we're pretty much tapping that open. You drag it out, and we're still sitting in this 1036 imbalance right there. So we've came in, and we're not pretty much going any lower here. This is pretty much a support level as well. And then again, this is where I dropped the ball. I should have held this damn trade. I take the trade and I get an amazing fill, only because I know where I am, and it's sitting here. The wicks are trying to grab people from trying to buy it. And you'll see here that this was the real amazing trade, but I dropped the ball. I ended up getting filled right here, which was crazy. I didn't even expect to get filled right here. But hey, it is what it is. But the goal of this was to come up and wipe out sellers and also take out these highs. And when I got here, I said, you know what, man, you just took out this high. You're sitting in this. Is it possible that we make another drive down? Mine's playing tricks on me. I said, you know what, take the fucking profit. And that's what I did. But I was like, dude, I knew we're coming up here to wipe out these highs, man. And oh well. So I get out right here, and then what happens? We end up shooting up and taking out those highs, man. So pretty crazy day. Very, very nice day though at the same time. Very key levels hitting each other. So what made me on the right side and had a successful day is that I looked at it as a classic buy day, and I ended up being on the right side of the market. If I was to have been married to still being short, even after this, which I normally would never, but hopefully this video shows you that, hey, it's like you stick with it, but you understand that just don't marry it, and that's the biggest factor. Like, let the price is showing you where it's going. It's a very common signature pattern right here to get higher highs and higher lows once we bust through a high, right? But let me see. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Well, you also had lower lows here on Dow right here, especially at the 930 time frame. So that was also a factor on pushing up as well. So let me see what else. Dollar. So dollar was weird today. I saw that we had this gap here, and I was like, I feel like they're gonna. So I have a opening week gap in the past right here. This week gap is from fucking when is this? I'm assuming from Friday the 22nd of September, but dragged out. I'm looking at this like, okay, this looks like a ceiling for the moment. So I was like, okay, we're poking up here at the time, all right? And I was like, well, it makes sense if they come and get these equal lows right here and possibly get into this gap. And sure enough, they got to these lows, but they didn't hit the gap. So I was like, I looked at dollar retracing, and that would kind of push us to continue going up as far as the assets goes. And then man, there's so much to say, dude. I'm already at 20 minutes. So I was also looking at when another reason for the buy, where I took the buy, was that Nvidia had came into that gap right here, and I was mentioning this gap I believe last week, but we came into that gap and then they shot the hell off. I mean, they came back in it here. Now the question is do they keep continuing bullish, or is this like a bearish scenario where they come lower? Because they got a stupid gap right here. I mean, that should, again, I say it all the time, but that shit should be illegal. Look at this level from here. They busted through it. Like, coming somewhere in here would, I mean, man, it makes sense to me. But But I'm just letting you know I was watching this at the same time, and um, yeah. So did they seal it? And they didn't seal it, and that was the reason why I sold. Because when I took this sell here, because I was kind of like, oh man, they didn't even, I was looking at this like, oh, let's continue down more, because I felt like Nvidia should have came down, and I just mind playing tricks on me. But anyways, yeah, I pretty much explained most of this here. You can see all the imbalances. If I go to a 5 minute, and if you just highlighted it, I don't want to highlight all of them, but that would have just kept you so simple, man. Just so simple. That's why someone asked, it's like, is what's more important, the imbalances or the inversion imbalances? And that's the wrong question. Generally, in speaking, I would say that imbalances are more important, especially when you're trend following and you're trading. But you could put an imbalance right there. You can see how we dip right in with this one. You see an imbalance right here. You can see we dip right into that one. And so on. But even the bearish ones. But obviously much cleaner on the 1 minute. 1 minute real clean for the imbalances there. You can see, look at this candle right here, just protecting the price right there. Look at this candle protecting the price right there. Even going up, that imbalance right there. I'm not gonna go through the rest of these, but yeah, that's pretty much the day here. So, is there anything else I want to mention before I go? We got CPI this week, obviously, so that's going to be really interesting. But so I just want to make sure I said it. I should have said it at the beginning of the video. I will be gone for vacation Saturday till Thursday, so I'll be here this whole week. Not sure if I'll make a video on Friday, but Saturday I'll be gone, and then I come back Thursday. Thursday, which is Thursday the 20th. I don't know if I'll make a video on the 20th. So, you might catch me on 21st. So, letting you know right now, I'll be gone from probably this 14th on Friday all the way till the 21st or the 20th. So, we'll see. But looks pretty good for support right there. Nice reaction. I would expect us to push up at this point. So, we'll see. But CPI, you never know. They might want to dig in here, or and then push up. But you guys take care and God bless.